name is Joseph Patterson. Welcome to One Jamaica TV. This is the place of choice for all who love this country and want to see the nation succeed.
So thanks again, Mr. Patterson, for taking this One Jamaica TV interview. And for those who are not familiar with the party, tell us about the UIC.
Yes, sir. Now, the UIC was registered as a political party on the 2nd of December 2019. Since then, we have had very little media coverage. Everything has been done to keep us out of sight and out of mind. Even the church has worked against us. The church has had now a number of prayer breakfasts. The third one just happened recently, and for 3 years in a row, the church has declined to invite the UIC to participate in the prayer breakfast. Why? We reached out to the church and asked them, why have you excluded the UIC from the prayer breakfast? And the answer 3 years ago, was it was an oversight. The answer 2 years ago is that it was an oversight. And the answer again this year is what? Another oversight? No, man. We need to do better than this. It's time for the church, the Electoral Commission of Jamaica, the POC, the PSOJ rather, the Jamaica Debates Commission, and all Jamaicans and all civil society, the entire media houses. It's time for you to recognize the UIC as Jamaica's official third registered political party and start treating us as such. You know, it's really sad in Jamaica to see that you have the news cycle going every day. And all you hear about is two parties over and over again. Why not let the Jamaican people hear and know that we have 3 active and 4 registered political parties, and let the people hear from us? We want to let the people know what our policies are, what our plans are for Jamaica, how we can fix this country. Come on, man. Let's do better than that. Let's have a true democracy, one where all voices are heard, so we can find the best solutions for our country. And after 80 years of the two-party, much is lacking, and it's time for us to get to work fixing it.
So how do you feel about the UIC being banned from these traditional media space and not being able to get the attention it deserves? Do you think it's deliberate?
You know, I don't know if it's deliberate, but what is clear is that it's consistent. We have consistently been denied media access. We have been consistently shadow banned on social media. We have consistently tried to get involved in the discourse, but the media seem more interested in showing anything bad about the UIC and nothing good. I can't understand why the PSOJ is so adamant on funding 2 parties in Jamaica and pushing those 2 parties to give the false illusion of choice. The Jamaican people should know that a vote for either of the 2 traditional colonial parties is still a vote for the PSOJ oligarchs who control them. The UIC is independent, and I believe because we're independent and we're not bought and controlled by those who control our economy, they don't want our voice to be heard. That's my, understanding of the situation. But I could be wrong. It could be that it's an oversight. So if it's an oversight, here's what I'm saying. PSOJ, stop now. Invite the UIC to be a part of the national debate. Let us come on stage with the 2 parties you favor and let the world hear the country, let the diaspora hear our views. I'm saying to the ECJ, we know that you're a partisan body, a bipartisan body, supporting the 2 major parties. But step back for a moment and think about Jamaica and open up the forum so that the Jamaican people can hear the ideas of the UIC. You know, one of the problems I have is that ever so often, I hear the Prime Minister, the opposition leader, the 2 main parties, selling the UIC ideas as their own. Why not tell the people that you have found a person, an organization, a body, the UIC, that has a fountain of good ideas, and we want to tap into those good ideas and use them to build the country? We're all for that. We're willing to join hands with you to do the right thing for the Jamaican people. But the time has come now for us to stop this game. Let's open the floodgates to the democratic process and let the Jamaican people hear fully and unequivocally from all registered political parties, and that must include the UIC Jamaica movement.
So where do you get these plans from, Mr. Patterson? Did you copy them, or it's UIC original creation?
Okay, very good question. So all of our plans are carefully designed based on studying models across the world. For example, we looked at Singapore, we looked at the Netherlands, we looked at Ghana, we looked at other countries, the US and so on. And then we've also added our own ingenuity. So for example, our policy concerning campaign financing is to have a 100% publicly funded system which will eliminate vote buying and give us real candidates who are committed to helping the people. Our policy of a non-partisan constitutional republic is our own Jamaican creation based on studying how effective good republics can be. So we're in a position to deliver for the Jamaican people a quality system of governance, a better experience, a safe, clean and orderly Jamaica, one where every Jamaican can live, earn and retire with dignity in their own country.
So Mr. Patterson, if you win this seat, what would be your greatest plan moving forward and what would you do for the Jamaican people?
Excellent. So as you know, this is a municipal election, even though it's kind of a referendum on the government. If we're elected, if I'm elected in Braes River, my primary focus for the Braes River Division is to ensure that one, the municipal council accounts for every tax dollar that you have given it. Two, that those taxes are used for you and are not embezzled or otherwise misappropriated. And three, that the quality of your life is improved right here in this constituency by having amenities that will empower our young people, empower our families, and build our communities. Also, we must immediately revive all of our agri projects, whether it's the two cassava factories out in Elam or the Aki factory out in Braes River. Let us bring back those institutions, those facilities, and turn them into productive enterprises that can create jobs and opportunities for the people right here in Braes River of Northeast St. Elizabeth. My job is to make you and your family better off by channeling your tax dollars into productive enterprises to give you the quality of life that you deserve.
Well, Mr. Patterson, how would you manage if you are the only person from the UIC elected in the parish council?
Well, you know, for me, I've learned very well to work with people. I've had the privilege of working with more than 120 different countries. I've been to France, I've been to the Netherlands, I've worked in India, I've worked in China. I understand people. Here in Jamaica, every single politician has a vested interest. They have their own ideas, what they want to achieve. What you have to do as the sitting councillor for Braes River in the St. Elizabeth Parish Council, I will seek to influence my fellow councillors to think outside the box that they have found themselves. Many of our councillors, they mean well, but they have been trained poorly. They have been guided incorrectly. And now my job is to empower them, enlighten them, and lead them. Even if I'm not mayor, lead them to find the right path to make not only the lives of themselves better, but how they can do both. How they can be better off as individuals, better off in their own families, and at the same time, lift up the standard of living for all Jamaicans right here in the parish of St. Elizabeth.
So who are your candidates?
Oh, good question. So we have a number of candidates. For example, we have Mr. Winston Wright in Betheltown, Western Westmoreland. We have Mr. Chase Neal out in Western St. Mary in the Gale Division. We have Mr. Sheldon McGann out in West Rural St. Andrew. He's in the Brandon Hill Division. We have Mr. Kenneth Harper out in East Rural St. Andrew, and he's in the Mount Industry Division. And of course, I am here in Northeast St. Elizabeth representing the Braes River Division. The reason why Jamaicans want to vote for us is because we're not about politics as usual. We're not about vote buying or game playing. We're here to fix the foundational problems of Jamaica, to fix bad governance, to eliminate corruption, and to ensure that your tax dollars are spent on the things that are important to you. For example, right here in Northeast St. Elizabeth, many of you do not have fixed addresses. If you order something overseas or you have letters to be delivered, you have to go to a post office to pick it up. Why don't we have fixed addresses here? Why can't your mails and parcels come straight to your home? We also see where many of our old people and children are at risk of being hit down by cars because we don't have proper sidewalks. What's with that? We can fix that. Why don't we have street lights properly across the territory so that people coming home late from work and so on will have light to see where they're going? These are basic things that should be fixed a long time ago. Many of our community centers are in shambles. They're not staffed properly. They're not built properly. They're not maintained. They don't have the kind of facilities and tools our people need to enjoy a decent living. Let's fix our community centers. Look at our schools. many of them are still looking like they're from the 1950s or 60s. What's going on here? It's time for us to have good governance now. It's time for us to have a government, to have politicians, to have leaders who are keen on the quality of life of our people and not just there to make empty promises, have photo opportunities, and leave the people living in squalors. It's 80 years now that we have been allowing these two parties to run our country. I am dissatisfied with those 80 years, and I'm sure most Jamaicans are dissatisfied too. But they're not hearing from the UIC because we have been blocked. As soon as they fly the gate and allow us to be seen like any other political parties, the Jamaican people will know that the UIC is here for them and will choose us to deliver them from 80 years of mismanagement and bad governance.
Well, Mr. Patterson, clearly, many of the traditional voters are bought, and you haven't given any indication that you're about to pay for votes. What will be your plans in the upcoming election?
That's a very good question. The fact is that we're not prepared to pay for votes, and we're not prepared to buy votes, and we're not prepared to do the kind of things that these parties have done to win elections. What we're doing is talking with the people, educating the people, and empowering the people. What I've done here in Northeast St. Elizabeth is to ensure that we have a microfinancing opportunity that helps people. We have done more than 23 million over the last couple of years to help people build things for themselves in this community. We're about self-help. We're about empowering the people. We're about educating the people. And if the people recognize what we stand for and join hands with us, finally, the 15% GCT that they're paying, the property tax that they have paid, the income tax that they're paying, all of that money will start to go into the areas that they should. So our teachers are paid properly. Our police officers are paid properly. Our employees across Jamaica are paid properly, and the environment and communities that they're living in will be properly upkept. The roads are in very bad condition in many areas. We know they're fixing some, but why not apply proper civil engineering? So we have really well-built roads that will last for a very long time. The money that we spend now on repeatedly doing over what should have been done properly, that money can go into areas such as giving us proper play areas, parks, community centers, the things that our people need to enjoy a decent standard of living. My friends, it's time for us to turn our attention now to a new form of politics, a new form of governance, and that's what the UIC has to offer.
So why not just join with these two parties instead of taking the difficult route of trying to create your own?
Very good question. Now, the other two parties have been around for 80 years now, more than 80 years. But hear what? They are a part of the problem in this country. You might want to recall that it's not, crime problem didn't just spring from nothing. We have a crime problem in Jamaica because these two parties have been involved in importation of guns and ammunition. They've been involved in the creation of garrisons and ghetto communities. They have been involved with working with dons and building an whole infrastructure that become a very serious problem for us in terms of crime. We cannot join with people, with an organization that we know to be contrary to what we need for good governance. So I will never, and the UIC will never, merge with either of the two parties. We want a new Jamaica, a better Jamaica, a Jamaica that these two parties are not prepared to give us. They have had 80 years to do it, and they have failed. Now it's time for the people of Jamaica to rise up, own their own party, take back control of their country from the PSOJ oligarchs who have funded these two parties for 80 years and use them to milk the people of Jamaica to make themselves rich. They've made a few people very wealthy while leaving the majority to suffer in all different forms of poverty. The time has come for us to move. So Mark Golding, you're right. Time come, but it has come for us to tell the JLP and PNP that your time is up.
So what are your final words?
My final words, I want all of you to call the Jamaica Debates Commission today. Call them now and tell them, even at this last minute, invite the UIC to be one of the panelists for the debates today. We cannot afford, honestly, to have a democracy and exclude two of the four registered political parties. It's unconscionable. It's unacceptable. It's undemocratic. It is wrong. And I'm calling on all my fellow Jamaicans from east to west and north to south, from Hanover to Portland, from St. Thomas to St. James. I want all of you in Kingston and St. Andrew, all of you in St. Elizabeth here, Hanover, Clarendon, wherever you are, St. Anne, call the Jamaica Debates Commission. Tell the PSOJ that you want to hear from the UIC, not just the same two parties who have had this country for 80 years and have failed to deliver a quality, safe, orderly, and clean Jamaica for all Jamaicans. Invite the UIC, allow the UIC, let us hear from the UIC so we can have a choice in this election.
Respect.